Lily McKeown, and I'll be giving a speech about my cat Domino and the lessons I learned. I used to have a cat named Domino, and I loved him to the moon and back. I'm sure you once had a cat or a pet, one point in your life that you cared for deeply. Why I cared for him up till his death. I learned a lot about the game of love and loss. I also learned how to nurture for someone other than myself. Today I've decided to share the story with you about Domino and the lessons that he brought as he came and went. The best gift I ever received for Christmas was a cat. When I was younger, maybe around 8 years old, my family and myself moved to Spring, Texas in a huge house with green-colored carpet. A couple of months after we had settled in, I began to pester my parents with getting me a little white kitten. Of course, they said no, because I was too young and they told me it would be a lot of responsibility. I continued to beg them for a cat until they gave in. I wanted a cat so bad I was determined to make them believe that I would take care of that cat as if it was my very own child that I birthed. Finally, a couple of days before Christmas, they came home with the cutest kitten I have ever seen. He was black and white, and they had already come up with an idea for a name, Domino. I loved it so much that I kept it. At first, he didn't trust me, so in order for me to get him to come out from under the dresser, I had to open up a can of wet cat food, and sure enough, he came out ready to eat. From there, the trust he gained for me grew day in and day out. It's almost like I became his mother. Although my parents were completely right, I had no idea that it would be such a task just to care for a cat, especially when he was not fixed and didn't really choose to use a litter box at first. Throughout the time I had him, we grew closer as a family, but of course families always have problems and lessons to be learned. I learned a lot about the health of a cat and the responsibilities you unconsciously sign yourself to when you put yourself in the role of a parent or caregiver. I learned that their health and well-being come before yours, and feed them what they need to stay healthy. I wouldn't say that Domino was an unhealthy cat, but I gave him a lot of food that I would be eating at the time, including beef jerky, cereal, strawberry popsicles, chips, sandwiches, ham, turkey, and etc. I also learned that cats have a very sensitive digestive system, or at least my cat did. I learned that I needed to be more aware and thoughtful of the food I was giving him because sometimes he would get sick, and I should have had him exercise more than just sleep, eat, and repeat. Losing him taught me to cherish the moments I get with the loved ones, and to be proud that I gave him so much love. When I made the decision to have him euthanized, it was hands down one of the hardest decisions I've had to make. Instead of focusing on what I was losing, I focused on the life we had together. Domino taught me to cherish the time with everyone I love because it goes by fast. And when it's time to say goodbye, to be grateful that you were able to be part of it, and to be proud that you gave them the best love you could. Today, I chose to share the story of my cat, Domino, and the lessons I learned from raising a pet with you. I may not have always gave him the healthiest food, but I gave him the greatest love I have ever given to anyone. I'm sad that he's gone, but I'm extremely grateful that I got to grow up with an animal and be able to call him my best friend. Now I know what it takes to care for someone other than myself, and how important it is to cherish the time and love I get with them.
Aww. That was good.
That was 3 minutes.